Uh, Welcome here to our EMO press conference in Bengaluru. As mentioned already, we are traveling India this week, starting in Pune on Monday, and Chennai yesterday. Today, last night we arrived here in Bengaluru, and we will head on to Roadshow in New Delhi in the next days. And this shows that with these 5 cities, as already mentioned in the other speeches, India is a very important partner in the production industry, not only as a customer, but also, of course, as a producer. My name is Wilfried Schaefer. I'm the Executive Director of the German Machine Tool Builders Association. And we represent our sector, the machine tool industry in Germany, but also internationally in various aspects, technology, market research, and these things. And at the same time, we are also a trade show organizer for national shows, but also a large event, which is the leading trade show internationally, EMO Hanover, when it takes place in Hanover, which is the case in this year, September. And I always would like to invite you to be there and see what is happening. I would like to give you a short introduction what will be showcased here in Hanover this year. Of course, it's all about the current state of the art of production technology, but also looking ahead into future developments. We very strongly believe that this leading trade fair can make an important contribution to the development of industrial production all over the world, and thus, of course, in India. India is just getting ready to replace China as the world's most populous country. It just happened, as Mr. Mark mentioned. More than 2/3 of the population is working age, meeting the need for education. We heard this, skill jobs, and thus income poses a large challenge. According to the World Bank, India's economic growth is slowing again. The war in Ukraine is causing energy prices and inflation to skyrocket. This is dampening consumer demand. At the same time, the global economy is starting to cool down, which will reduce growth of exports. Compared to other countries, of course, the economy is nevertheless growing strongly. An increase of 6.5% and even a little more is expected. The Indian government wants to increase manufacturing share in GDP from 16%, as we already heard, up to 25% in 2030. To this end, it has launched the Production-Linked Incentives Program. Under this program, companies in 14 sectors such as vehicle manufacturing, electrical engineering, and electronics, steel, pharmaceuticals, and textiles receive a bonus if they expand their local production. GTAI, our South German Trade and Invest, expects 18 billion of investment in additional capacity in the current and coming fiscal years. At the same time, the Indian government wants to become less dependent on imports and produces more here in India. More local manufacturers have already emerged in sectors such as power plant equipment, construction machinery, and machine tools. But in addition, international machinery and plant manufacturing to produce in India, both for local market and also for exports, and often in cooperation with Indian partners. One of the long-term goals is, among other things, to replace China as the important investment location in Asia, and thus integrate even more strongly into the global economy. There are good chances of achieving this. The public sector is also expanding, as we already heard, its infrastructure. Some 9,000 projects are in the pipeline waiting to be implemented. Modern production technology, such as to be seen at EMO Hanover, on a scale unparalleled anywhere in the world, is of paramount importance for all these projects and goals foreseen in India, both directly with production but also indirectly supporting these. The economy researchers of Oxford Economics, which is the VDW's forecasting partner, expect the most important user industry of production technology in India to invest more than 43 billion in 2023 and 46 billion next year. Most of the money will be raised by the metal production and processing sector, basic metals mentioned here. Those in position of responsibility in India's industry, government and investment institution can obtain all the necessary information they need at IMO Hannover on the state-of-the-art of production technology, which can be used to implement these projects. Since the 1970s, IMO Hannover has been highlighting the developments in production technology and for its customer segments. Every 2 years, it brings together all the key players in the sector, all the big name international manufacturers in the various product ranges meet at IMO Hannover, with 2/3 of them coming from abroad. They present the latest technical innovations for industrial production. The 2019 event attracted around 120,000 trade visitors from various sectors from all over the world, 50% out of Germany. They come to inform themselves and make their investments decisions based on the very latest information they can gather in Hannover. The information they seek can relate to individual machines and toolings, machine systems, but also, of course, the entire complete production line they want to set up. After all, IMO exhibitors cover the entire value chain of production at the fairground. In 2019, around 1,800 experts from India traveled to IMO Hannover. This puts them among the 15 largest groups of visitors from abroad. For us, production technology functions both as an enabler and as a driver of technical progress in manufacturing. In any country, it is of indispensable factor in ensuring that the industry remains up to date and competitive. Productivity, flexibility, and quality are the top on the list of requirements. And digitization, what we are talking about since some years, is giving especially these three goals a further boost, because digitization does not work on its own. At the end, we have to choose a part. Rapid technological and social developments are giving rise to high levels of volatility and are adding further layers of complexity to doing business. Production technology creates solutions for the challenges of our customers that they are currently facing. Processes are becoming more efficient and sustainable, and workflows more flexible. New business models are also emerging, and customers' B2B demands are changing and products are evolving rapidly. And that is why small batch sizes and more flexible production methods, including rapid changeovers, are in demand. Industry also has to be able to adapt to the changing conditions which are arising from the new political priorities, new laws and governmental agreement, such as the Green Deal in Europe, to just mention one of these. That is the background for the Innovate Manufacturing claim of IMO Hannover. On the one hand, it identifies the trade fair as a platform that continuously reflects changes taking place in the industry and presents technologies that can shape them. On the other hand, the Innovate Manufacturing claim invites users of production technology to improve their production systems, tools, or measurement systems, to broaden their range of products and services, to automate processes, or to tap into new markets, to ensure that they remain competitive in the future. IMO Hannover shows the best ways of achieving this. IMO Hannover networks the leading minds in the industry, offers a forum for dialogue about the latest technical trends and innovations, and for communication with international experts from the supplier and user side, as well with research specialists also being at the show. In India, the focus is on building a modern industry that offers many skilled jobs, thus prospects for young people. We heard this already this morning. To achieve this, the first priority is to develop a sustainable strategy, invest in hardware like machines and other equipment, and build know-how and processes. India itself already has an efficient machine tool industry. It ranks 11 among international manufacturers with a volume of just under 1 billion euros. About 20% of this is exported. Accordingly, it is important for Indian suppliers of production technology, being machines or other systems, to present themselves at international trade shows such as IMO Hanover. In 2019, there were nearly 40 companies from India exhibiting in Hanover. Currently, 36 exhibitors are already on board, including heavyweights such as Jyoti, Werner, or others, to just mention these. At IMO Hanover, they will be competing against their major competitors from around the world in order to compare and evaluate them directly, and if necessary, also to find competent business partners as suppliers. IMO Hanover is exactly the right platform, for it is broadly positioned and shows the complete worldwide range. However, it is not only about buying and selling technology, but also about strengthening one's own know-how and cooperating with foreign partners if necessary. IMO Hanover can also be a great help in setting up the necessary contacts and networks for this. As mentioned, the scientific community related to production engineering is represented in great force at the trade show. It presents its expertise in current research projects, especially on the trending topics of digitization and sustainability in production. Business, connectivity, and sustainability are the demands of today's modern industry. Production technology itself is currently undergoing a transformation, but it is also part of the solution. To demonstrate this, IMO Hanover has created the so-called Future Insights. These spotlight three major topics impacting the manufacturing industry and its ability to provide solutions. The Future Insight of Business focuses on new markets, new business models, and the potential offered by adopting a culture of innovation. It also emphasizes the introduction of agile methods, the development of methodological know-how, and the adaptation of structures and working methods. In this respect, IMO Hanover represents a vast knowledge platform not only for technological, but also for organizational and strategic aspects related to production technologies. Success in these areas increases efficiency and thus maximizes opportunities for better business. For the success of Indian companies that want to operate on the world market, these issues must be taken into account in modernization and expansion activities. The second future insight, the future of connectivity, focuses on the trends surrounding Industry 4.0 or IIoT, the Industrial Internet of Things as it is mainly called internationally, but digital business models, predictive maintenance, interoperability and artificial intelligence, or augmented and virtual reality applications. IT and software engineering are key factors in production technology today, while data mining represents an opportunity for new business models. India's software companies, especially also here around in Bangalore, are active in these areas and most welcome to present their solutions at IMO Hanover. Connectivity is the basis for vertical networking within factories and for horizontal networking with suppliers and customers along the value chain. IMO Hanover 2023 is showcasing both in a new exhibition area called IoT in Production. Our aim here is to bring together all aspects of the digital factory. Open interface standards for communication between different machines, devices, and software are an important basis for this networking. In Germany, we have been driving forward since 2017 the development of a global production language based on the OPC UA standardization over the last years, publicizing and promoting it internationally under the UMATI brand, which means Universal Machine Technology Interface. It is attracting a great deal of interest worldwide. More than 300 companies have joined this initiative. And we are also pleased to welcome 2 Indian partners, meanwhile, Accessible Engineering Innovation Corporation Ltd. and Utunga Ltd., where we have also 2 guests here today attending the meeting, which I really look forward to talk to you. Attending the live demonstration of UMATI at IMO Hannover 2023 will provide an impressive example of the progress made in this development. There we will demonstrate together with different manufacturers of systems and machines from the shop floor to the IT structure how networking works and show how data can be used to optimize production. In 2019, some of you may remember, we already had our first live demonstration based on OPC UA with 100 machines on the fairground connected live to 25 IT platforms. This year we will even have a larger presentation because more standards in OPC are finalized and therefore we can have a live connectivity with machine tools, robots, industrial vision systems, cleaning systems, and so on and so forth. So it will be a very important aspect of IMO. Digitization is also important for Indian industry and society if they want to be internationally competitive with their offerings. The key word is Digital India. In addition to this, automation is accelerating. The possible expansion of manufacturing capacities in India by international groups looking to diversify their supply chains could provide additional impetus in this segment. Human-robot collaboration in particular is in high demand. Cobots already account for 7.5% of all installed industrial robots in India, and the trend is rising. IMO Hannover 2023 will also offer examples of this. In the open space cobot solution area, everything centers on collaboration between humans and industrial robots, their applications and possible uses. Manufacturers will be showing automation solutions with cobots in action, grippers, image processing, measuring systems, handling software, and welding, to just mention some of these which we can expect. The third future insight is called the future of sustainability in production. Sustainability is certainly one of the most pressing global challenges of our time. Accordingly, India has also presented a strategy for climate neutrality. We heard this already. This includes environmental conservation and carbon neutrality, but much more besides. If the rethinking of production technology is to be successful, sustainability must be taken into account early on in the planning of investments. Waste heat recovery, the use of renewable energy and material efficiency in production, the economic use of water, cooling, lubricants, and packaging. These all are crucial aspects that help achieve greater sustainability in production. Sustainability aspects are part of the mandatory canon right from the start when planning new machine developments, converting one's own production or planning a complete factory. India is right on this threshold with its industrial investment plans and therefore has great opportunities to catapult its industry into a zero carbon future right away. IMO Hannover will present preventive approaches, solutions and ideas for production and factory planning methods which make sparing use of resources and are climate neutral. Also featuring will be closed-loop economies in production, circular value creation, energy-efficient production and sustainable supply chains. In addition to the numerous individual exhibitors showcasing solutions in sustainability, the Future of Sustainability exhibition area that we have set up also takes an in-depth look at production, linking scientific concepts with practical implementation. The main focus is on energy efficiency, a topic that we believe has not received sufficient attention to date, but one that holds a great deal of potential. The special show will be accompanied by a speakers forum featuring best practices which highlight solutions for machines, components, and the total production environment. Each of the future insights stands alone, but there are numerous areas of overlap. New business models can emerge from network production. Sustainable products can be used to open up new markets. Production which is more efficient conserves resources. So progress in all three fields is taking industry production to the next level, and that's the ultimate effect expressed by our claim, Innovate Manufacturing. Finally, I want to point out that there will be also a startup area at IMO Hannover this year again. In 2019, we could have 50 startups presenting their innovations and solutions in Hannover, and this year we even are waiting for more participation in this field. And we were talking about skills and young people's education. Also here you can expect a large presentation of our foundation for vocational training with partners, not only from Germany but also internationally. We will show what we have done in the last years in vocational training and production technologies and production jobs. And I think this is also of great interest for HR people from around the world to get into a discussion what could be done in this field. Ladies and gentlemen, India is a major player in international production technology. For further capacity expansion, modern machine tools and production systems are needed, as well as powerful partners from science. In 2021, India's consumption of machine tools, an indicator of the development of industrial production, was around 2.7 billion. This puts the country in 7th place among the largest markets. More than 60% of India's demand is imported. The main suppliers are China, Japan, Germany, Italy, and the United States. At present, nearly 850 exhibitors come to IMO Hannover 2023 from these 5 countries that are major suppliers to India. A total of more than 1,400 exhibitors from 42 countries have registered so far. 2 weeks ago, this is the number from 2 weeks ago. We are receiving applications every day. Last week about 35. So you can see it's continuously increasing. Indian visitors will therefore be treated to a comprehensive array of products from their top suppliers along the entire value chain. I think therefore it's really impressive what you can see at IMO in September. So thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer your questions afterwards, and I hand over to my colleague Dr. Köppler.